Expecting Snow White to walk in the studio when I hear that music for some reason. Hello and welcome to Wednesday. It's Wednesday, isn't it? Yes, it is Wednesday. We are kicking things off today with a masterclass of... Should I try that again? Of one of our most recent launches, which was so incredibly busy. We are, of course, talking about the Peacock Nature's Garden collection. It is a thing of beauty. There is so many other great things in this show as well. Talking of other great things in this show, he is back from his international appearance across the pond. Who saw him yesterday on HSN? Craig is here with us. How are you, Craig? Did you sleep? You were very excited yesterday.
I was very, very excited. I got very, very little sleep, that's for sure. By the time I got home at a ridiculous hour, I was just buzzing. I was buzzing from throughout the whole day, from your comments, obviously being on HSN, so it was incredible. I will just point out as well, I am obviously here for Masterclass. When we noticed that actually I had HSN and Masterclass, the lovely Kelly, who kind of sorts out our schedule, she went, Craig, I'll change it. I was like, no, I might be tired, but I want to be in for Masterclass. It's the Nature's Peacock, so this is why I'm still in, even though I'm going to be a bit tired. But, as Joe said, we've got the Nature Guard, we've got the Peacock, and I am telling you, this is my favourite Nature's Garden collection. Joe's going to be going over everything in a moment. I'll be going through some demos. That paper pad is out of this world. Wait until you see it if you've not already seen it.
Absolutely, and a lot of you I think will be coming back and getting extra bits. It doesn't matter how you want to go for the collection today. We've kind of done it as, we've put together a great collection. The other thing, you know what I'm really impressed about and really pleased about is that we do have the paper pad, because I know a lot of the time at launches the paper pad go and we wait months and months and months. We've actually got a really great size selection for you, including the paper pad as well. It's a really nice, concise bundle, this one too, at an incredible price. So you can either go for the big bundle, or if you want to, spend over £30 and you'll save an extra 10% on all of the Nature's Garden Peacock range that you've got. Shall I whiz you through exactly what you're getting? Right, let me take you through. What I love about it is, it's very glamorous, isn't it, this Peacock range, but it's also quite vintage. It's quite chic, which I like. So let me run you through what you get. You're going to get, firstly, this is your plumage panel embossing folder that you've got here. I love that it's a 6x6 folder also. I know a lot of our embossing folders are 5x7. It's nice to have that different size every now and then. You're also going to get the flourishing frame as well. So think about using it as a frame. Think about also cutting into this and using it as a corner die as well. You can definitely snip into that. Now this next one is simply stunning. This is your Regal Peacock 3D embossing folder. Check out how vintage that looks. It is really super gorgeous. We're then going to move into the dies, and you are going to get this little chappy just here. He is a very proud peacock. We've got this die collection for you as well. This is your peacock plumage dies. Now feathers signify a lot of things for different people, so maybe that's something you're going to really enjoy incorporating into your craft projects. This one here is your feathered corner die as well. We're then going to move into some stamps. So you've got this one here. You're going to love colouring this in. This is your pretty plumage. We've got some stamps and dies in here as well for you. This is your proud as a peacock. And finally, you've got words and inspiration as well. Now, you've also got, of course, leaving, I think, the best till last, you've got that 12 by 12 paper pad included in there as well. And this paper pad, well, I say it's a paper pad, it's not just a paper pad, because you've actually got 12 sheets of vellum in the back of here, which is awesome. And then what you've got is 36 sheets of double-sided papers, so it's awesome. I love that you've got the detailing. Check out that gorgeous spot foiling that you've got in here. Some of these designs are absolutely exquisite. Some of them are some finer prints. You've got some scroll in there as well. Some nice sort of large pieces that you could fussy cut. That one is exquisite, I think. There's going to be loads of craftability in here for you. You're going to get that included as well. £82 if you're in the UK, $105 if you're in the US. You can, of course, use your Club Inspired discount. Platinum members would save £16.40 on that. You'd save $21 if you were in the UK as well. If you want to go for the paper, what I would say is pop an extra one in, especially if you're a Club Inspire member in the US and you want to get up over that $100 spend. Pop an extra paper pad into there, $19.99 or $24.95. And I know a lot of you will be coming back to stock up on this. I was actually looking at some of the reviews on our website on the paper pad. People absolutely loving that. So we will definitely you'll definitely be adding extra ones of those in here. Right, loads of other stuff on the show. Let's whiz through some other bits that are coming up. Great deal for you on the metallic markers. Now with the metallic markers, we do sometimes do a buy two, get one free. Now, we only have two in stock, so we thought we're just going to have to make the deal even better. It's a half price deal. $11.99 if you're in the UK, $16.95 if you're in the US. You should be paying that for one, you're getting two there, which is awesome. We also have an amazing ink pad collection for you. Now, we're calling this the Peacock 13-piece collection. I'm calling it the fabulous 13-piece collection because it's gorgeous. You've got really bold, bright colours. I love that we've got the lemon tonic back in stock, the orange is there, you've got your pink tones, your blue tones. It really is. If you want to keep channeling summer through into autumn, I think this is the ink pad collection that will do it for you. So definitely grab that. £50 or $70, saving you, well, it's like you're getting three of them for free when you do it in that configuration, which is awesome. We've got an essential tape piece collection for you, a 4-piece collection. In here, you're going to get the low tack tape, you're going to get the red liner tape, the tape pen, and also the foam pads as well. £18 or $28 if you want to get your hands on that one. Oh, the ink pad storage. This is back on that great deal that you all wait for. Buy one, get one free. You'd normally get 6 pieces for $16.99 or $24.95. Today you get 12, which is an absolutely awesome deal. The gilding waxes, by the way, we've got those on the show, but they are really low in stock. So I would say get yourself over to the website and have a look. There's loads of other great stuff on the website too. It's always worth, at the beginning of every show, popping yourself across, because remember, on the website, you can watch the shop at the same time, which is awesome, and you can see everything that's going to be coming up in the show for you. Remember, you can always get in touch with us as well. Linda is saying hi from Wisconsin, Ray's in Tennessee, Suzette in Canada is here, I can see Monica, Sarah in Australia, Deborah in Texas, Peggy's in, Kathy, Helen, loads of you saying hello as well today. If you want to get in touch, remember Crafters TV over on Facebook, or check out the Crafters Companion YouTube channel, and you can pop into the comments over there. This would be a great one as well, because I know a lot of you have already received this collection and you have been making some incredible projects with it. We would love to see the pictures of what you have been creating. You can send those to me at studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. That way, there we go. Don't forget, I mean, there's so much going on today. There is a hashtag Win It Wednesday going on as well. So do pop over to our Facebook and Instagram accounts and have a look. There's a different one on each. Oh, so we've got a different prize. There's one competition, Win It Wednesday on Facebook, and another on Instagram. You can enter both, by the way. So definitely go over there and check those out. Loads of people in the comments, Craig, saying how fabulous you were yesterday on HSN. Did you enjoy yourself?
Oh, I had an absolute blast, and you know, as many of you know already, it's because obviously you guys stateside that I was on HSN, because you were contacting Sarah that much that even HSN knew, and they asked for me to come on. So there was a lot of stuff going on when I was at home in isolation for the 12 weeks. Although I was doing lives and that, there was a lot of chit chat with HSN and that going on. So it stemmed from right back then. I had a blast. I was unbelievably nervous. How I hid that from you, I don't don't know, because it's you guys that were saying on Facebook and Instagram that I hid that really well.
What have you got any little techniques you do to get rid of the nerves? Some people have like, I can't think of any now, but some people pinch themselves like really hard.
I stand like, and I even do it sometimes for Crafters TV. I stand like that.
Oh, really?
And I just look
And
at
bounce?
the camera, get ready. Yes, I don't know what it is. I do that, but I was certainly
Maybe
doing
you
that
could
yesterday.
do the haka, maybe
Maybe.
the Kiwi rugby team. Maybe that would help.
That would maybe help. Do you know what
Or
certainly
a bit of-
didn't help? Is if you've seen the Insta post, and actually Facebook as well, you'll have known, if you're looking at the screen like this, unbeknown to you, because we were in Studio One, I had someone sitting on the floor right behind me.
Was it
so
the
they
boss,
could
was
see
it?
the monitors. It was the boss. She was sitting there, but she did ask me first, and I was like, absolutely, because Sarah was there the whole way through my shows, and she was supporting me the whole way through. So
I've got visions of her
But it
like
was a bit,
kicking you under the desk or something.
just down the side. You've seen the pictures that she posted and I posted as well. But then you guys here in the UK, I know many of you caught up as well because the joys of technology, and you were saying that lovely things as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, now, as I'm being told by Derek in our ear to shut up and get work done.
Derek's in the gallery
Derek's in.
today, keeping us on our toes, Craig, I think it's fair to say. Adam's also in there directing as well. Now, you love this. Craig, you were saying to me, I think it was yesterday when we were chatting about it, this is your favourite ever Nature's Garden collection. What is it about the collection that you think really sets it apart?
Well, can I just say, you can tell that Joe's in his Friday mode and I'm in my tired mode, because it wasn't yesterday, it was literally about 20 minutes ago.
Oh, was it?
That I said to him that this is my...
we said it yesterday as well. Did we not? Maybe you were in a haze of HZ nervousness. You don't remember that's what it was. That's what I'm saying.
Such a blur. But I did literally say to Joe about 20 minutes ago, just saying, how much this is my favourite one. Certainly the paper pad. But Len, have a look at the paper pad. We'll go into a quick demo. We'll go into a demo in a moment. But I want to show you some finished samples. Now, you can go onto Google, other search engines, and look for kind of like layouts and styles. You can have a look. There's plenty of bag layouts that you can find on your Google or search engine, and you can see just here's one that was made just using the 12 by 12 paper pad.
That's gorgeous.
So it's a gift bag, and that's been used using the paper pad. So think how else you could be using that. Perfect for obviously gifts or maybe just even home decors, because it's 12 by 12, popping it into a frame, that's all you need to do. But then again, going right back to your card making, we can see just here, you've got that mixtures of double-sided paper, so you've got a lot of the designs there, you've got the peacock plumage as well, adding all these extra embellishments. But then just using the peacock die, that's the one we're going to use first, but just in gold. How elegant does that look, Joe? That looks really absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous. And then, so this one's actually using the metallic markers that we've got on the show. We're going to be using them again later on as well. But if you like to do your concept cards, so we've got a twisted easel. So again, we've got more of the peacocks. You've got the peacock whereas you can actually kind of build upon it. So these are all individual elements and you can build a peacock, as full as you want it to. We've got frame die, so you can do your 3D box dies and that as well. Or, as you were saying, Joe, when the styles, the looks, again, changing the colours, but look how very vintage that looks using your deeper tones. So that's just some of the things that you can be making. So what we're going to do is we're going to crack straight on, and we'll go right into using what will be a mixture of, just move my cup of tea out of the way, using a mixture of our dies as well as some of the stamps. So this is where it's going to incorporate your die cutting. We're going to do a bit of embossing, but what I'm also going to do is I'm actually going to enhance that embossing, and you're going to see exactly what I mean. So all that I'm going to do to start with is I've just got some of our black matte cardstock, and I'm just going to take our Proud Peacock. So this is the full die we've got just here, and we've got, oh my gosh, I've actually got a brand new set from here in the studio. It's not even open.
Great.
Oh, it's like,
because you know what it is, don't you? It's because you're on HSN now. Every time you demo, you have to have a brand new set. Now he's like, well, come on guys, I'm on HSN. I need a brand new one now every single time. I think that's what's going to happen.
Now, don't start these rumours, Joe. That's the sort of thing Derek would do, so don't you start.
Oh, he made me take all the yellow M&Ms out of his M&Ms this morning as well. He's been a right nightmare. No, only joking. He's still Craig from the block, aren't you, Craig?
And they weren't M&Ms, they were actually fruit pastels. So, so we're just going to run these ones through, just through our Gemini Junior. So they will all go through the Junior, which of course means they're going to go through the Daddy Gemini.
Kathy's asking, Craig, can these dies go through the foil press, some of these dies? Would they work well? Oh, is that a little cheeky spoiler?
They will. Keeping in mind these are wafer thin dies, so all that you're just going to do when you're popping it onto your foil press, what's going to happen is the areas that are going to actually die cut. So with this one here, you would just get the outline of the peacock because all of this is embossed. We're going to enhance that in a moment. But have a look at your dies. Any of your wafer thin dies, as long as they fit onto the foil press platform, then absolutely you can be foiling them.
Oh, awesome. Robin says, good morning, boys. Happy hump day. She says, Craig was amazing on HSN. My Peacock collection is in transit. Super excited to get it. Julie says, morning, Joe and Craig. Love the Lush Peacock collection. One of my faves. Sonia, snooze you, lose you. Sonia says as well, I've missed everyone. Hello, Joe and Craig. So happy you all are doing the Peacock collection. Just got mine. It really does seem to have sparked people's imagination, this one, Craig. As I said earlier, if you've got any pictures of what you've been making, definitely send them in to us because we would love to see them.
Absolutely, it's great to see what everyone is making. And here in the UK, Debbie had launched this on Create and Craft, and then I had the pleasure of taking over for a couple of days. And now I get to bring it back to you guys here on Crafters TV, which I absolutely love. But what I just wanted to show you is, so I've just run that through, just using the embossing mats. I'm going to come just a wee bit closer, just for you to see. I'll move my face out the way. Now I'm going to go over this in a bit of gilding wax in a moment, but what I want to show you, I know it doesn't really show it off at the moment because it's black card, but what I want to do is because of the peacock, you've got that outside area die all the way around and you've got this detail in here, what this actually does is this gives it a couple of millimeter raised all the way around, a raised surface. So I'm going to pop this back in, then what I'm going to do, just onto my embossing mat from my Junior, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it around the other way. So let's turn it back round over the top. Now I can already see what's now the debossed areas of the peacock. I'm just going to go in just with my tool. So I'm just using
before, Craig.
Have you not seen this
No.
one? Just enhancing the embossed detail, just to really push it out that wee bit more. I'm using the tool from our Ultimate Pro, but of course, if you've got any really small fine ball tips, then you could be using them. What you could also use as well, being really careful, but if you have a ballpoint pen that's run out of ink, what you could do is you could be using that one as well. But I'm not going to go over the whole lot. I just want to do a wee bit towards the top, and then what this is going to do is this will just show you the difference just by adding that enhancement of embossed detail, just using the actual tool. So I'm just going to bring this one in. And the great thing about having this Peacock collection, I think I'll actually use the Empire Gold gilding wax.
Oh yeah.
However,
we've got those on the show today, Craig.
well, that's what I thought. I knew that we had them on, but the really good thing with this Peacock collection, although you've got accent foiling, it is colour foiling. So whether you're using your antique embossing or your gilding waxes or your silvers or your golds, that really is going to work whichever way. Now actually, do you know something? It doesn't really show up that well black on screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go straight in. What you have to do at the moment, you have to trust me, this part here that I've just gone over just with my scoring tool, it's that wee bit more enhanced because I've started to push out all of that detail. So what I'm then just going to do, let's move that one out of the way, and then let's go for, what did I say, Empire Gold. So let's
Empire
go
Gold, you go
for
for. I need to
Empire
let you know, if it's the silver you're after, there's one left, so you're going to need to be quick. And it is in baskets at the moment as well. And the King Gold approaching single figures also. So please be quick for either of those if you want to. Rosalind says, Craig, why not just foil the whole peacock? That's a great idea, isn't it? What could be better than a foily peacock?
Well, yeah, so what you could do then is die cut this peacock. Now, instead of doing the embossing like I've done after, what to do is doing your waist technique of your foil press, you could then foil this whole peacock. So this could be full on, you know, any of your foil press colours, or alternatively, if you cut strips of your foil, and then that way you're going to get a
lovely.
really nice design when it comes
This
to your...
brainwave here, Craig, it might be a terrible idea, it may not be. Could you, I'm just thinking about those emboss lines in there, could you cut it, foil it, and then recut it again, recut the cut piece, so it imprinted the emboss lines over the foiling? Could you do that?
Absolutely, you could do. That would work really well.
Finally had a good idea, Craig.
So you could be doing that. So yeah, think of these different ways as well. So yeah, so you could be doing exactly what Joe said, bring it back, slot it back in, run it through with the embossing, and then you're then going to be embossing your foil press covered peacock.
So many ideas.
Imagine the turquoise, maybe like the turquoise, and maybe, you know, a bit of the pink, as I always call it, cerise. You know, imagine that when it comes to
Do you know what I love about this collection, Craig? You can go in lots of directions with it, can't you? Because I look at some of the pages in the book, and I think like Vegas floor shows, you know, like showgirls with feathers and all the colour and the glitz and the glamour, and it's brilliant for all of that. But then also, you know, you look at, for instance, the is it the glamorous peacock or the elegant peacock? That the regal peacock. That's it. You look at that, and that is very French. It's very chic. It's very vintage, almost like a little bit distressed as well. So it just gives you so many options, doesn't it, of different ways that you can go with this when you're crafting with it. So I bet actually you could create two, you know, sets of cards that are the same but look totally different just on styling. I think that's why you guys love it so much. It's very, very busy already, and very busy for the big collection, Craig. I think everyone pretty much investing in the whole thing. It's lovely to get the lot, isn't it?
Yeah, I completely agree in the fact of, you know, if you're a new crafter, if you're maybe unsure of where to start, then because we've put this full kit for you, you know that the colours are going to complement really well. But you might have other cardstock from other collections that look completely different colour-wise, so then why not use that one? So you may have a more of a springtime paper pad. Use that one, changing the colours of your peacock, then that's going to look completely different to your teals, your mints, your duck egg blues, all of these colours. So yeah, have fun with your colour choices. Just see what you can come up with. So I'm just taking just a strip from the paper pad, and black really does work well with this collection. I know sometimes some of you at home are a bit afraid of black. Don't be afraid of the black. It works really well when it comes to this full collection. So I'm just going to pop these ones on.
Now, a lot of people out there into symbolism, aren't they, Craig? And we were talking earlier about feathers, and they symbolise, a lot of people think they have symbolism, and there's a lot of feathers in this. Do you want to know what the peacock symbolises?
Yeah, please do.
I mean, it's quite a thing. The amount of symbolisation, is that a word? Who knows? Peacock symbolism. It symbolises vision, self-expression, spirituality, awakening, integrity, freedom, guidance, protection, and watchfulness. In Greco-Roman mythology, the peacock tail has the eyes of the stars. In Hinduism, the peacock is associated with Lakshmi, who represents patience, kindness, and luck.
Wow, I did not know that.
What a collection of expressions that is.
That really is quite a selection, isn't it? Imagine. Yeah, that's actually just thrown me that.
Yes, so much in there. So he's quite thoughtful. And I was saying to you, isn't I think peacocks, they look a bit otherworldly almost. They look like, I don't know, if you saw a picture of one before you'd ever see one, you'd say that's obviously not real. It's like a unicorn, you know, it's a mythical creature kind of thing. And I was saying, I can remember as a kid, the first time I ever saw one was at 8 years old. It was just absolutely mesmerised. And then they do that thing, Craig, obviously, where they put their feathers up as well at the back. It's quite remarkable, quite unbelievable.
It is. I think it's that thing when you look at a peacock, you know, and if it's standing proud, you know, it looks elegant no matter what way it's standing or position. And then all of a sudden, even if you're kind of caught off guard, when it kind of, you know, plumage, you know, when it just brings out its plumage, you know, it can look spectacular. And obviously lots of different colours, lots of different, you know, there's like marble effects and that you can see throughout the actual plumage.
I think I'm right in saying that they're all unique as well, like the markings of a peacock are all unique. So they are certainly very, very interesting creatures. Loads of questions coming in, Craig. Terry Tom says, I know when you foiling dies, you put cutting side up. Is there any reason you couldn't put it cutting side down to get more surface to foil?
Yeah, if you put it cutting side down, then you're actually going to cut into your heat mat,
you don't want to do that.
Which you do not want to do.
No.
So that's the plain and simple way. don't put it downwards.
Alison wants to know, when you use the embossing mat, do you place the die cutting side down into the embossing mat? Won't it cut it? I haven't embossed my dies yet, I've only used folders.
So if I pop my Peacock back into the die, so it's just come out our die cut machine just like that. So then what you then do is your base cutting plate, bring in your embossing mat, and then it is die facing down, just like it's that way. No, it's not. Gosh, confused myself now. That way. So don't worry about that one, because I know what you mean, because you think you're going to cut into your rubber embossing mat, but do not worry. Let's just do that again, just to show you. So then what it is your plastic shim, and then it is our top plate. And then what I'm just going to do is let's just run that one through. And then what that does, so the way the embossing mat's made, the material that it's made, you don't cut into it. It's like it stretches. So what it's doing is with the pressure of the Gemini, it's stretching, but it's stretching into these embossed areas, which gives you that embossed line. So again, so you can see just here, I'm just going to remove this one so that you can see, but I just wanted to show you, see, look at that. It's not cut into it, so do not worry, you can't cut into your embossing mat. As long as you've got the right layers, so it is your base cutting plate, your embossing mat, plastic shim, top cutting plate. Do not use your magnetic shim when you're using your embossing mats, either one or the other. So that is that one. So what I've just done then is I've just taken a couple of bits of the vellum that also comes within the paper pad. You know, you're getting, was it 12 sheets of these ones in a variety of different colours.
Yeah, so they're in that pad for you as well, which is awesome, isn't it, Craig?
They're already there.
For people that don't have maybe necessarily use vellum all the time, what sort of things can you do? What do you love doing with vellum, Craig?
Now vellum, so what you could do is you can emboss it. We're actually going to do that in one of the demos, but you can stamp onto it. You can then do wraps around your cards if you wanted to. You can heat emboss onto it as well. There really is so many different things that you can do with it. If you have things like your 3D embossing folders, that and vellum just looks absolutely spectacular because of some of the vellum. If you're using like a white or like a clear vellum, then what happens, you get a bit of a white work effect. So it's like you've actually gone in by hand and started to do kind of like that parchment effect. So you get these different effects as well. But then, you know, you could be inking onto it, add extra dimension and definition to your cards by adding the vellum. But if I bring this one out, the vellum, I've just cut it the same layers as I would with card and paper. So then we've got, look at all of that fine die cut detail just within the actual feathers of the peacock. So that's that one. And then let's bring in this one here. And I've also got a few already cut to show you to assemble through our card. But what I just want to do is let you see, just be careful with these ones because you've got all that delicate detail. We're just poking them out just like so. And then what we're just going to do is I'm going to bring this one close up because I want to show you how fine the actual detail is. And, you know, it doesn't actually, you know, although it's vellum, it doesn't split, it doesn't feather, excuse the pun, but then if I bring it that way just so that you can see, let's see if we've got a bit of black card just so that you can see. There we go. So I'm going to pop it that way and then you'll be able to see just there. So we've got all that fine detail with that peacock.
Really
just
gorgeous,
there.
That is, Craig.
So
really, really
so
beautiful.
nice. And many of these are going to go with your Gemini Mini or your Gemini Go because of the size of them. But what I'm just going to do is just bringing back in my peacock that I've already embossed. And then what I'm also just going to do is let's just bring in just a tag. So this is just a bit of white card that I'd already just cut into a tag shape. And then let's bring in our stamp set. So this one is from the Pretty Plumage. And you'll see there that you've got that full image of the peacock. That's a stamp. You've got all these extra icons, accessories, as well as some sentiments. So I'm just going to bring one of these ones out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to actually stamp it into water reactive ink pads. So you might think straight away when you're doing sentiments or that you would use your quick dries, which absolutely you can do. However, if you maybe only have water reactive because you like to do your water techniques, don't be afraid to actually use it to stamp your sentiment. You get a bit more of a kind of rustic look, sometimes a bit of a bobbled look when it comes to the actual imprint, but it still works
with
well.
these stamps, Craig, do we need to prime them or do anything to them before we use them, or are you just good to go as soon as they're out of the packet?
So usually you are good to go. What you can do, if you feel that you're not getting the perfect impression, now keep in mind, what I'm away to do is using our water reactive, so we're not going to get that crisp, clean, perfect impression. But if you are going to be using your quick dry or maybe your finesse or that, if you find you're not getting that perfect impression the first time, there's two things you can do. Either taking a bit of sellotape or sticky tape, or even your your low tack tape. All that you can just do is just pop that over the top of your stamp and then just peel it off. And then all that's doing is I can actually see, you won't be able to. Do you know what I'm going to do? Is just kind of like for proof, I'm going to set this to the side and then I'll get Joe to have a look at that just in a moment, just so you can see what I mean by it kind of takes that top layer. It's kind of like that coating that you want it to take off. Alternatively, what you can do as well is just take your translucent clear, your actual watermark ink pad. So what you can just do is just tap that, just give that a light tap in, that's all that you need to do, and then just go on to your actual quick dry. All that I'm going to do then is just going to tap my sentiment on, and then let's bring in our actual stamping mat. And then what I'm just going to do is just pop that into place, and then I'm just going to just assemble that one. And then there we go. We can see even then we've got, now this is water reactive and you're still getting a really, really nice design. So look at that one, layout.
Really nice.
So
just another great thing you can do with your water reactive ink pads. We've got ink pads on the show. I'll take you through them after Craig's demonstration. Terry's been in touch, Craig, and she has said, any idea off the top of your head, a collective of peacocks? Any idea what they're called?
no, I don't. I should do, because that was a
really
question.
bizarre one.
I think it was when I was on Create and Craft with these. That was a question that someone had answered, and I can't remember what that was.
Well,
now.
it's an ostentation of peacocks.
All right.
They're very fancy creatures, aren't they? With all their symbolism and their fancy collective nouns. Terry says, my cousin loves peacocks and has an ostentation of peacocks, a group of peacocks. He has both the colourful ones and the white peacocks. My favourite are the white ones.
Oh.
Karen Mills says she's got a set of the waxes, gilding waxes, Craig. She can't wait to try that out with this collection as well. Rose says that they would also look great coloured with metallic markers. Absolutely they would.
They would.
Betsy's asking, are the stamps acrylic or photopolymer?
So these
acrylic,
ones
I believe,
are
aren't they?
acrylic, aren't they? Yeah.
Yes, indeed. They're acrylic.
They are. We'll double check that one again, but I'm sure that they are. Yep. So there's all your different ways you've just saying there. You know, you've got your gilding wax. If you've not tried your gilding wax before, certainly with this collection, you know, it's going to work really well. Certainly that you've seen with this peacock that we've just done.
Elizabeth's asking if you could cut the feathers in foam, Craig. Like flower forming foam.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of the detail that we've got, because there's quite a bit of detail within the feathers. Do you know what we're going to do is, once I get myself set up with the next one, I'm going to go and try that in a moment, because while Joe goes over all of the things that we've just been showing you, what I'll do is we've got an abundance of foam just next door, so I'll run through and get a sheet and I'll give it a shot and see if that's going to work well. But then there we go. So just with a bit of acetate, just to create the actual centre aperture strap, just with the peacock, and then just added the stamps as well as the plumage just to finish it off.
Absolutely beautiful, really, really lovely. Getting very, very busy on the collection now. You guys absolutely loving it and just going in whole hog for that collection. I'll run you through the collection in just a minute. Did you want to have a look at the ink pads that we've got on the show? Because these are, oh my word, they're gorgeous. And I popped them into the storage as well that you can get. This is half, of course, the storage on a buy one, get one free. I'll take you through the colours that you've got. So you've got the orange, which is this one just here, really gorgeous sort of burnt umber sort of orange tone, which is lovely. You've got the pale fig, which is that one just there, really, really beautiful pale purpley kind of tone. This one here is your pink tulip that you've got. Then we have, this is the fuchsia. I think it is absolutely gorgeous, a real lovely deep pinky tone.
I think you said this is the future.
This is the future. The future's fuchsia. This one here is your ocean blue. Really, really lovely deep blue colour there. Then you've also got in here the parakeet. Now the parakeet and the fuchsia is a match made in heaven. It really, really is. They work so well together, those two. We've then got this one here, which is your oasis. Then we have the midnight, which is beautiful. You've got this one here, which is your sandstorm. We then have the the lemon tonic. Isn't that just delicious? The next one here is your honey pot. Then you've got your smoked plume, and then last but by no means least, that's like the colour of Craft's Companion, isn't it? It's the crushed velvet that you've got there as well. So three of, it's almost like these ones. It's almost like you buy these ones, and then whoop, we give you those ones for free. How awesome is that? You're getting 3 free ink pads in this configuration, which is amazing. A great deal as well there for you. So definitely stock up on those. And we've restocked. I know for a lot of time we were very, very low in stock on our ink pads and certain colours. We've got a restock at the moment. If you want the storage as well that these are in, that's available for you on the show. Along the bottom of the screen, they're $16.99. It gets you double what you're seeing here. So you'll get 12, this is 6. So loads of room for all of your different ink pads in there. So definitely stock up on those. Right. Should we go back through this big collection? Because my oh my, it is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Let's take you through everything that you are getting. I will say as well, everything is available individually, and if you're spending over £30, you'll save an extra 10% if you're buying individual items. But pretty much everyone so far going for that big collection. This is your plumage panel that you've got here, which is a really gorgeous 6x6 embossing folder. I love that repeating pattern that you've got in there, really super classy. The next one you've got is your flourishing frame. And this is going to be great for you to use as a frame, of course. Snip down, use it as corners. I reckon actually you could even cut it through lengthways, you know, turn it on its side and have it just along the bottom of a card. Maybe even use it to frame a photo would be another great way of using it. Loads of different things, and I'm sure you guys will come up with even more ways of using it. This one here, this is your Regal Peacock. And again, really, really vintage, that one. This has been done with some Gilded Wax, would look great with the metallic markers as well. This one here, this is what you just saw Craig using a moment ago. That's your Proud Peacock. Then you've got your feather dyes in here too. So this is your Peacock Plumage, easy for me to say. You've then got the feathered corner, which is also beautiful. This looks almost like, it reminds me of like an Art Deco cinema for some reason. I'm not quite sure why, but really, really beautiful. And I also see shells in there for some reason as well. The next one you've got here is your Pretty Plumage. Then you have your Proud as a Peacock, that's the stamps and dies. And this is great because you can layer these up. So multi-cut them all in one size, cut them in different sizes, layer them up around the peacock. You could also just lay them up separately. You could create like a really lovely wreath actually using those, just laying them over each other would be another great way of using it. Like a beautiful maybe mandala of feathers as well would work really wonderful. Words of inspiration you're getting in there as well. They are your stamps, so that's going to help you really complete that full project, which is awesome. Craig, I know that the design team have loved this because you just know that they've loved it when you get such a colossal amount of finished projects back. And some of the projects are stunning with this one, aren't they, Craig?
They so are. Now, what you're able to do is obviously do your cards. You know, it's what many of us do. Because you've got the 12 by 12, bring it in your home decor, your scrapbook pages. Let's bring in some other ideas for you to see. All of these, everything that we've done with these ones are all incorporating the paper pad. So we can see that one with the background just in the actual corner there. And then this is one of the peacocks that you then can create. So that's just kind of like your concept card using your Ultimate Pro if you want. But then doing all your different shapes, again, all on the Ultimate Pro or your scoreboard. And we're all bringing in the actual paper pad that you can see there, layering on top of each other. So these ones are very purples and teals and mints, but as Joe was saying earlier on as well, what you could do is change the colours completely. So you maybe have something like, I'm trying to think some of other Sarah's signature collection. So you might rose gold collection. Use maybe your rose gold paper pads as well as the cardstock, and then you're going to have a very much rose gold theme when it comes to the peacocks. Or then what you can then do is bring in any other ones, maybe other nature gardens. For instance, if you got the perfect poinsettias last year. Now, can you imagine if you were to bring in those paper pads with the actual peacocks, or the different looks that you get? So, you know, you don't just have to use the paper pad that you've got within this bundle, changing the colours completely. And I know I say it all the time, but it really is, by changing the colours can make your dies, your embossing folders, your projects look completely different. But as you can see, lots of different ways, lots of different styles, small cards, larger cards, aperture cards, embossed cards, simple cards, so many different cards that you can be making when it comes to the Peacock collection.
Awesome, loads you can do. Don't forget as well, of course, you're getting the pad in there as well. Now with the vellum in there, which is gorgeous, and you can see here, it's a really good quality, a good heavyweight quality vellum that you've got in the colours, which will match perfectly with the 36 sheets that are in the double-sided paper pad as well. You've got spot foiling in there, some gorgeous backgrounds like the scrolls, but then also some really lovely focal imagery as well in there. I love that one. I love my favourite one. I think that one is really gorgeous with the purple foiling, but for me, I think it's that one. That is my absolute fave. Just all of that gorgeous shine. It is a bit like wallpaper, isn't it? That's what it is. Just one wall, maybe the downstairs loo. Why is the downstairs loo? It's always where the snazzy wallpaper goes, isn't it? In the downstairs toilet, because you've got to, got to make it nice and fancy for the visitors. If you want to grab an extra one of those, I can see a lot of you are ordering the big collection and then popping an extra one of those in, $19.99 or $24.95. Maybe you went for the collection last time and you saw how gorgeous it is, and you're now coming back and getting one of these as well. A lot of you multi-ordering on that as well, which is awesome. Do you want to have a little bit of a Peacock factoid, Craig?
I do.
Peacocks are not actually called peacocks.
What?
They're called peafowl. That's their proper name. And it says here, it must be true because it says it on Wikipedia, Craig.
Well, we never diss Wikipedia.
No,
We're
never
always
do.
Right. It's like the Sun newspaper.
Peafowl is a peeve. Oh, the Sun is a bit of I guess if you're in the US, it's one of our tabloid newspapers. It's a bit of a rag, is what we'd called it. Peafowl is, peafowl is, I'm going to dig you out of this hole, don't you worry, I'll get there, Craig. Peafowl is a common name for 3 bird species, the genera Pavo, the Afropavo, and of the family Phasianadae. The pheasants and their allies male peafowl are referred to as peacocks, and female peafowls are referred to as peahens, though peafowl of either sex are often referred colloquially as peacocks. 2 Asiatic species are the blue or Indian peafowl, originally of the Indian subcontinent, and the green peafowl of Southeast Asia. The one African species is the Congo peafowl, native only to the Congo Basin. There you go. How about that for some factoids? So they're called peafowl, apparently. There you are. I had something else that I was meant to be doing. Craig is enthralled by that. I don't know if you can see just how blown away. I mean, literally, call me David Attenborough, Craig. Right,
That's what I was thinking.
I want to move on and share with you the metallic markers, because these are on. We've got sellouts already. That silver gilding wax. Oh, it's totally sold out and gone. Congrats if you got your hands on it. The others are not far behind as well, so definitely grab those if you want them. King Gold will be next. We've got the metallic markers. Now, the awesome thing about these is they are normally $11.99 each. However, today they are on a buy one and get one free. So you're going to pay for one of these. We're going to send you the other one totally free of charge, which is awesome. Let me share with you the colours that you're getting in here. So this is your rare minerals, and in there you're going to get that gorgeous amethyst. I love the way how, this is not my writing, by the way, my writing is absolutely atrocious. I love how they really play with the light. So you've got the amethyst, blue topaz, jade green, citrine, red garnet and pink quartz. That's your rare minerals. And then you've got the precious metals as well. And in the precious metals, you're going to get a gold plate, gold nugget, burnished copper, antique bronze, pewter, and silver ingot as well. Really gorgeous colours. And that is a fantastic deal on those metallic markers as well. I'm so sorry, I'm still laughing at Craig. Right, very busy there. Should we see? Let's see what people are saying in the comments. So rescue us, Craig. I think is the best thing that we can do. Right, Diane says she loves the paper pads. Linda saying all the cards are so gorgeous. Tracy says I ordered my collection when it first launched, getting things I have to do done so I can play with no worries. Have bookmarked this show to watch again later. Kathy says you could paper piece and with that corner die, brilliant idea. And Lena saying she loves all the embossing folders in this collection. Right, Craig, what do you fancy sharing with us next?
So we're going to do the 3D embossing folder, and we're also going to use the metallic markers. But what I want to quickly just do first is I've taken one of the Peacock dies, the plumage, and I've got a piece of our flower forming foam. So I'm not going to say that, I'm not going to do that big build up and saying, is it going to work? I did try it first, and so it does work, but I want to do it again in front of you just so that you can see. Let's move my copy out of the way, just so that you can see that it does actually cut no problem. That is our Gemini Mini, and look at that. So taking these wee bits out, all of that, just absolutely die cuts.
Oh, I love that, Craig.
So you can use them on your cards as it is, or add a little bit of heat tool, a little bit of heat from your heat tool when you're using it with your flower forming foam, and that's going to look absolutely lovely as well. So yep, absolutely use it with your flower forming foam.
Ah, beautiful. And also, if you've got the new autumn and Christmas launch of the flower forming foam, they would work beautifully with that as well. Right, Craig, what element are you going to share with us next? There's so much in here, isn't there? It's actually quite a for a Nature's Garden collection, quite a big collection, this one, isn't it?
It is, absolutely, yeah. But you'll find that we've got all these elements that are, it's kind of key to the collection. So, you know, you can be mixing and matching them all together or use individual ones. You kind of, if you've got your own own big bundle, or if you've got the big bundle, you can kind of then create your own mini bundles when you're actually card making. That can work really well as well. But what I've just done with this one is taken a 3D embossing folder. So this one's the Regal Peacock, just our black matte card. And because it's 3D, what you need is your base cutting plate. And then we also need our magnetic and then our plastic shim. What I'm also going to do, because I just want to have that little bit extra depth to it, even more than it's already there, I'm just adding my metal shim in, and then we're just going to run it through that way. So that's going to run through. So not only are you going to get what you know and love from Crafter's Companion with all that 3D embossing, because I've added in that metal shim, it's just going to add that little bit more extra depth to the actual embossed. So what I'm going to do is, let's take away these layers here. And then, if I then actually remove this one, now that's actually even the deboss side. So if I tilt it that way, I think you can maybe just see it, but what I'm going to do is if I tilt it that way.
Oh, gorgeous.
Can you see, you definitely see it on that way?
Really see it there, yeah.
But what I'm going to do is, you can come along with, you know, your gilding waxes, anything like that. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use my Rare Minerals metallic markers. And then what I'm just going to do is start to colour in some of these raised areas. So I just want to show you. So this is what it looks like when it's embossed with gilding wax. So that's silver gilding and wax. So that's what it looks like, picking up all that depth. But then let's use our metallic markers. And let's just start to colour this one in.
I've just remembered something, you know, Craig. I once made a peacock out of a watermelon.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I watched a YouTube tutorial and learned how to carve a peacock out of a watermelon. And it is actually quite simple.
Is it?
Yeah, I'll try and find some photos and post them.
I've seen it, you know, where people maybe like carve little swans and ducks out of tomatoes and that sort of
Melon's
stuff.
you get a big melon, obviously. It's quite easy because you just draw the front head on the front and then you just cut like big jaggedy bits in the back, and then you get like fruit cocktails, fruit kebabs, and then you stick the fruit kebabs in for the plumage at the back.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, it's really effective. Apparently they do it on cruises as well.
Yeah, or you know, if you're on holiday and you know the hotel, you go down for breakfast or that, you know, they've got like the fruit bar and they've got all of the different fruits that, you know, you can look at but never touch.
Or do anyone else with me, you buy fruit with the intention of eating it,
yes,
and then you put it in the fridge, or you leave it in the drawer in the fridge, and then it looks at you and judges you every time you go in and get something that's not fruit out of the fridge, and then you end up throwing it away. I'm terrible for it. My mum used to do the same. In the end, my mum bought plastic fruit for a fruit bowl when we were kids. Plastic apples and bananas in there, yeah.
Yeah, I'm the absolute worst for that as well. Especially bananas. Buy a lot of bananas with the intention to eat them, but then never do, and they go black.
And I don't like it when they go soggy. I don't like it when they start to go a bit soggy.
For me, for bananas, when you leave them to go black, then they make good banana loaf or banana bread.
I feel like 2020 was the year of banana bread, wasn't it?
It was actually, wasn't it?
What is it about a lockdown that makes us all want to bake banana bread?
I don't know.
It's the one thing. Obviously, had a lot of Do you know what though? There's a lot of, I think there's a lot of positives that will come out of this year. One of them, I think, is personally for me, is I don't waste food anymore. As of now, Craig. Like I really make everything last. Like I freeze bread and I really make sure I get the most out of all of it. And I must say, before this year, I was very wasteful with food. So that's one of the good things that I've learned this year.
I think a lot of people are like that. I think if anything, as you say, coming out of this year, a lot of people have changed their lives in many ways, and not obviously just for the obvious reasons with everything that's going on, but just like you know, I was quite wasteful with food, and now I'm being very careful with what either I make and cook to ensure that I actually eat it all, or if I do freeze it, if it's freezable, to actually eat it in an adequate amount of time. Or even then, if I actually go into the supermarkets and actually buy some food, I try and actually make sure that I only buy what I know I'm going to eat. So, what I'm just doing now is, if I then just bring in my, I'm just using for this one, this is our sparkle pen. Now, we have the sparkle pots on the show. So you could be using the sparkle pots with your brush. Mine's just seem to have just managed to disappear somewhere. So what I'm just doing instead is using our sparkle pen. So it's exactly the same as what's in the sparkle pot, it's just in the pen format.
Let us know in the comments, what have you learned this year? What's something that you've, something that you've got good at this year? I'm sure there'll be loads of people with loads of different suggestions for us. A lot of love for this collection, Craig. A lot of people going for it today. Also, a lot of people saying how much they love it. Cecilia saying she loves those metallic markers. Linda says the markers are gorgeous. Feathers are beautiful, says Linda as well. Lena saying, oh wow, the 3D embossing folder looks absolutely beautiful. Sarah as well in Australia says, love the look of the colouring on the raised bits, really lovely. And Loretta's saying she has the markers and she really, really loves them. So a lot of love for the collection, a lot of love for those markers. Remember, they are on a buy one, get one free today. So it's a perfect time to stock up on them. If you've been thinking, do you know what, buy one, get one free, I think it's one of those, either you own them or you're buying them. It's very, very busy on them. And it's definitely the deal that people do wait for. I've only seen that deal actually once before, I think, the buy one, get one free. So definitely stock up on it. Can we use the clear overlay, Craig? Can we use that over pretty much anything?
Pretty much anything, yeah. So again, as I just said a moment ago, I am just using the pen. The pots that we've got in the show, exactly the same of what's in the actual pen. You'll just need to use your paintbrush. But yeah, you can pretty much go over anything that you want to add a bit of sparkle with. Now, because these actual metallic markers are water-based, you can see it kind of like blends in the colour together, but it's giving you that bit of a sparkle. However, if you have maybe for instance, you've cut down some of your 12 by 12 paper pad from the Peacock collection, or you maybe have some toppers of that from Hunky Dory, then start to colour in some of the areas of the paper pad or your toppers with your sparkle pen or your sparkle pots, and it just adds that little bit of extra sparkle without going to the lengths of having to get your glitters out, your glues out. It's just a nice little accent, and it's a quick and easy way of adding a nice sparkle to your projects.
I love it. It works very, very well with this Peacock collection as well. Did you know, Craig, do you want more Peacock facts, Craig?
I do.
Right, this was a good one that I saw. Plumage, right? The Indian peacock has iridescent blue and green plumage, mostly metallic blue and green, but the green peacock has green and bronze body fares. In both species, females are as big as males, but they lack the train and the head ornament. So it's only the guys that have the little bit on their head. Craig loves that, like, blown away. But I mean, it's actually left him speechless. That, I mean, talk about bread and you can't shut him up. Honestly, mention peacocks or mention plumage and that's it. Tumbleweed moment.
Apparently, you're not meant to freeze bread. Bread absorbs moisture.
What? Yeah, I'm not buying that you're not meant to.
So I freeze bread.
The other thing that is what was the other thing I learned? Best before and used by.
Oh yeah.
Two very different things,
Very
Craig.
different.
Two very different things. Used by, you've got to use it by then. If you've not used it, it must go in the bin. Best before, just a suggestion.
Just a suggestion.
Just a suggestion.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, having worked 18 years in food retail, I learnt that one early on. But then, yes, it was the Co-op, thank you. Co-op in Carnoustie and other surrounding areas.
Carnoustie?
Yeah, Carnoustie. It's in Scotland. I'm very bad for best before and used by. You know, if it gets past that date, that's where I think I would have been bad previous to this year, because I was like, oh, it's past its date, I can't eat it. When in actual fact, you're all right.
Tell us about that peacock. It looks absolutely beautiful, Craig.
So what I've just done is I've just gone over the top. Now I'm just going to keep tilting it in different ways, so you start to get not only the metallics coming through from the markers, but you start to get the sparkle. So I've just even started to pick out some of the detail along the plumage of the peacock. Now you're going to keep going and going and going, and then you go over the top with your metallic markers. I have actually just incorporated just a couple of these shades from the other set that you're also getting, but look at that. So this one is one of those colouring projects where you're going to sit down, you're going to relax with a cup of tea, music on or something like that, and you're just going to relax and just chill out and just do a bit of colouring. But then what I'm just going to do is let's quickly put a card together. But what I've done is I'm going to go back to this one because it's finished, but this one is just with the gilding wax on it. So what I've just done already is I've started to create my base layer. So I'm going to do a bit of an easel card. So I've taken some of the actual foil cardstock that comes within the paper pad. And then I've just taken some deep purple. This is from one of our new 12 by 12 paper pads. So these complement the collection as well.
Is that the warm tones, or is it the cool tones?
I think it's the warm tones,
Warm tones, yeah.
I think. Sure it is. And then what I've also done is just taken a bit of black card. So this is 5.5 inches by 7.5. And what I've just done is folded it in half just to create a bit of an easel card that you can see just there.
Awesome.
So on the base, I'm just going to pop this base one on all the way around. And then we're just going to be layering it up. So Joe, have you got much planned over the next couple of days?
Oh, it's Fake Friday for me today,
It's Fake Friday for you, it is.
Fake Friday.
It is indeed.
No, I don't, I'm afraid. The answer to that is no. We are on a bit of a lockdown, aren't we, here in the northeast and in Manchester, where I'm moving back to. So I will be going to see my bubble buddy, my friend Lee. We are bubbling, so I should be seeing him for a few days. Maybe I don't know. I might go to the cinema, Craig. I think because I haven't been to the cinema this year, so maybe I'll do that.
Well, as long as it's not going to be Cineworld.
Yeah. Maybe a nice walk, maybe a little pint in the pub, maybe at some point. Yeah, reading the newspapers. It's going to be lovely. It's going to be a lovely few days.
Do you read any specific newspapers? Any you don't?
There's a lot that I don't read, but let's not get into that. Anyway, Pam says she freezes bread all the time. Sam freezes bread all the time. See, we're not on our own, Craig.
No, we're not, are we?
Sonia says, what I've learned through all of this is to appreciate everyone in your life because they can be here today and gone tomorrow. So now I make every visit count and don't waste time being upset over what others may do or say because life is too short. So in short, walk in love and forgive instantly. What a lovely sentiment that is from Snooze You Lose Your Sonia.
Such a lovely
Very
sentiment.
profound, Sonia. Thank you very much for that. What is the new paper pad called? Is what who was asking me that? Kathy. It's not on this show. Do you know what show it is on though? It's on the next show, I think. Shall I have a little look? It is in Creative Cravings, I believe, and it is. No, it's not on Creative Cravings. It is on Sunday. It's on my masterclass on Sunday. But they are called, they're 12 by 12 textured card pads is what they're called, I believe, on the website. So do pop over there and grab those. And also that lovely pastel one as well. Get that pastel one while you're there because that's also gorgeous, isn't it, Craig?
It is. They all complement each other so well. So if you like me, I don't know if you quite know this just yet. I do like my mats and layers. Did you know that, Joe?
You love a mat and layer, don't you?
So with all these paper pads, what you can do is mat and layer on top of each other. But then again, what it does is it actually brings in more layers and it expands things like your Peacock collection. So if you bring in some extra layers, it means you're not having to use up all your pages from your Peacock collection or other collections you're using at home. So it just takes your crafting goodness and your crafting goodies just a wee bit further. But then what I've just done there is I've just die cut one and I've got a couple already here, good to go. What I'm going to do is, let's see if I can get that up first. There we go. I just popped a bit of foam pad on the back, but I'm just going to add some of these die cut peacock plumage. And then I'm just going to pop the adhesive on. We're just going to just pop that one just kind of into there, bringing this back in just with a bit of foam pads. Let's just bring this up a bit further, up to the top, and then we're just going to use this as a bit of a stopper, like we can see just there. And then there we go. If I then just bring this back in, let's turn it around for you to see. So again, keeping the blacks on this one here, and then with the sentiment down at the bottom, that was part of the words of inspiration, and I just done a bit of heat embossing with that one. Alternatively, just use white card and then maybe some black or even purple inks, but we can see there a nice easel card, very dimensional, but it folds flat, and that's using the actual 3D embossing Peacock folder. It's
awesome.
Gorgeous.
Love that, Craig. Molly over on YouTube says she's got those metallic markers and she loves them. She thinks I've got all the colours, else I'd be picking these up. On that note then, Molly, let me share with you again the metallic markers. Now, the great thing is about these metallic markers is they go onto so many different surfaces. So card, paper, glass, ceramic, tile, absolutely anything. You can watercolour with them. Then when they dry, then they don't. Then they are resistant to water. Very, very clever. Proprietary formulation designed by Leanne and the team. 2 collections in here for you. So you've got your precious metals, which is your gold plate, gold nugget, burnished copper, antique bronze, the pewter and the silver ingot. And then what we've also got is the rare minerals in here as well. You've got the amethyst, the blue topaz, the jade green, the citrine and the red garnet. $11.99 or $16.95 is your price. That would be what you'd normally pay for 1 set. You're going to get 2 sets for that price today. Really great deal. I've got these on another show. I think I meant to have these on Second Chance Sunday on Sunday, but I'm actually getting a bit concerned that they won't last until then. It is a great deal, but we only have a finite amount of stock on these. So if you want them, definitely be quick for them. Ink pads, oh, these are just, we're calling it the Peacock collection, but I'm telling you that this is the most gorgeous set of ink pads that I've seen in a really long time. Let me take you through the colours that you're going to get in here. You're going to get that gorgeous orange, the beautiful pale fig in there as well. Then you're going to get as well the pink tulip, which is this one just here. You've got the fuchsia, which is absolutely gorgeous. You've got the ocean blue. You've then got the parakeet. The parakeet and the fuchsia together are absolutely awesome. This one here is Oasis. We've then got the Midnight. You have Sandstorm. Then you've got the Lemon Tonic. There is the Honey Pot. Then you've got the Smoke Plume. And then fine, last but by no means least, you've got the Crushed Velvet in there as well. Really gorgeous. £50 if you want to get those. You're basically getting 3 for free when you buy them in this configuration, which is awesome. £50, $70. Club Inspired Platinum members, you can get these for £40. If you're a Club Inspired Platinum member in the US, you'd get them for $56 in the US if you're a Platinum member. The storage that they're in, awesome. Got that on the show for you as well today. It's a half price deal, which is tremendous, as the boss would say. $16.99, $24.95 would normally get you 6 today. It gets you 12 pieces, double what you are seeing right here, which is awesome. It'll hold 36 ink pads for you, which is incredible. Right, let's move on to the pad. So let me share with you this. So what I love about this is you've got 12 sheets of vellum in here, which is awesome. And then what you've got is 36 sheets of double-sided gorgeous papers. You've got foiling in there, you've got the script, you've got that brilliant focal imagery in here too. If you want a fussy cut, you're going to love this. It's a really wonderful pad. A lot of you go for the big collection, then adding an extra one of these in. I personally, Craig, I love the pads. I just think it keeps them really nice and everything nice and sort of well looked after. There's nothing worse. You get like packs of papers and then you end up getting like dog ears on them and all that sort of stuff. In here, really nice and pristine, keeps it all nicely there, and you can keep it all together, which is awesome. Right, we've got foam on the show. I know how Craig feels about foam. Let's start with the pads. So these are the 3D foam pad kit that you've got in here. A lovely different variation of sizes in here. You've got 20 sheets of assorted sizes in there in total. Craig, why do we need foam pads in our life?
Because I love them.
That's it. He's a man of few words today, isn't he?
No, it's
anyway, moving on. No, I'm joking. Sorry.
It's all about adding the height. Now, of course, you may prefer the foam pads, you may prefer the glue gel. They both have their own place. If you like your foam pads like me, they are instant, so you don't have to wait on it gluing. So if you need to do that last minute card, you don't have the time for glue gel to dry, then of course, then this is where your foam pads are going to come in. You know, if you've got your larger ones, I know there's larger ones within the set, you can cut them down. But then don't forget, what you can then do is, if you've got the square ones, because you get square ones in them, add them as little accents into the corner. So if you've got any of your craft foil, if you've got your glitters, anything like that, you can add them on top of the foam pads. You don't just have to use them as a dimension, use them in different ways as well. Layer them on top of each other to make them really, really tall, to make your image actually stand out. But of course, don't forget, I've showed you many times, if you're actually using foam pads on the back of your said die cut item, what you can then do is you can still add shapes to them. So you're just going to just curve the edges, and then that stops you from actually seeing any of the foam pads. Alternatively, what you can do, if you do see the actual white lines of the foam pads, take one of your classic pens, take one of your tri-blend pens, and actually colour around the edges of the foam pads, and then that's going to disguise it as well. But then, you know, it does have its, or the glue gel has its benefits. If you do have that wee bit longer, then you can leave that to dry. But that's why I prefer foam pads, because it's straight away, it's instant, and you can do different things with them.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Craig. If you want to get the foam pads, $12.99 or $19.95. We've also got the foam sheets on the show as well. These are great because you get 3 different sizes and you get 5 sheets total. You've got some 1mm, some 2mm and some 3mm in there. These are going to be great then. These are going to be great for things like your shaker cards, I'm guessing, Craig?
Absolutely. So what you can do with these ones is when it comes to your dies, your nesting dies, or anything with full bold outlines, what you can then do is you can die cut through these. So for instance, as Joe just said, if you are doing a shaker card, if you've got a circle aperture, now if you've got the foam tape, great, you can go all the way around. However, what you can then do is bring in your nesting dies, so your circle ones, just layer one on top of each other or inside each other on top of the foam pads, die cut it as if you were die cutting paper, same combination, and then what that'll do is that'll give you a nice die cut ring of your foam sheets, or rectangle, squares, whatever shape that you're doing.
Awesome. It's really low stock on this. If you want it, could be your final call on that. $7.99 or $11.99. Very, very busy on that one as well. Can we use this? Do we need sort of deeper dies to cut through this, Craig, or can we cut it with our regular thin metal dies, this stuff?
Yep. Thin metal dies,
awesome.
That's going to die cut it as well. Again, just keep an eye on the design of the die. So make sure it's like a solid shape of that. Nothing too intricate. Like
would be great if you got those new nesting dies we did last week.
100%, absolutely. Anything with real intricate detail, like maybe these, the plumage dies, they're not going to cut the foam because there's only a little millimetre gap. But yeah, your core shapes, absolutely, they will do. And some other shape ones too.
Awesome. Loads of love for everything thus far in the show. A lot of people talking about the pad. Carol, the lovely Carol Coe, one of our previous craft ambassadors, she said, I've already got 3 pads. I cannot resist the Peacock pad. Might have to get another. Karen Mills says that the purple vellum is so luscious. And Tammy said, I was thinking the vellum would be printed as in the lily pad, but the solid vellum colours in the pad are also absolutely beautiful. They really are. A lot of love for that pad at the moment. Very, very busy. Still got a little while to go on this masterclass as well. If you've got any questions about the collection, definitely drop them into us. You can get in touch with me over on Facebook, on Crafters TV. Drop into the comments there on the Facebook Live. Across on our YouTube, pop into the comments there, and one of our social media superstars will pop them across to me. Don't forget as well, I'd love to see some pictures, some photos of what you've been creating with this collection. We've actually got a few, so we'll show you some of those. Should we have a little look at them actually? Let's see what you guys have been up to at home. If you want to send us in pictures, you can. studio@craftscompanion.co.uk. Rianne has sent us in this creation, Craig. Isn't this beautiful? Is it a gorgeous bag?
Need a bag.
Oh, yes.
That's flower form and foam on it as well. Created flowers on it, created the bag, added dimension. Is that a real feather?
I think so.
Wow.
Oh, it looks gorgeous.
I love that one. Love that. Again, made using the paper pad when it comes to the bag.
So she's also sent this into us as well. Those new nesting dies I was talking about? I think they are, aren't they?
Are these the new ones? I think there's some of our original
older
ones, I think.
Yeah, they are gorgeous.
But yeah, we're bringing in our fancy font sentiments that you can see just there. Adding the butterfly as well from a collection. Really, really nice. Really small, dinky card. But yeah, bringing in different colours.
And Catherine Boxall has sent this next one into us. Oh, I love that stamp and die collection, Craig.
Yeah, it's a really, really good one. But this one here, what you're doing is you're building your peacock. So the actual plumage of the peacock, all these feathers, these stamp and die cut individually, and then you can really make it dimensional. If you bring in any of your foam pads that Joe was just showing you, that really makes it so dimensional.
I guess you can make that peacock as big or as small as you want it, can't you? You can really go to town and build it up and make a huge peacock. Right, let me just show you again quickly that pad, because it is extremely busy on that. And the vellums, what we're talking about, are in the back. Let me show you the purple one, because I think it is absolutely exquisite. I want you to see, it's a really, really good quality, super thick vellum that you've got in there, and it works beautifully in the colorways with all of the rest of the pattern pages. Let me just run you through this again. I love that you've got spot foiling as well. Check out how gloriously blingalicious that is just there. You've got some more patterns, some backgrounds. They're all double-sided as well. The great thing is what you've got with the double-sided is that you've got sort of a complementing color tone to the design that is on the other side. So it means that when you're doing things like creating mats and layers or thinking about composition, you've actually got a well thought out sort of grounding colour that you can put behind it or accent it with. So it means that we've done a lot of that thinking for you, which is awesome. Love that chappy just there as well. $19.99 or $24.95. A lot of you going for it in addition to the big collection. A lot of you coming back and grabbing that. So I'm guessing those of you that got the big collection last time coming back and grabbing more of them, as the lovely Carol is right now. Right, what would you like to share with us next then, Craig?
So what we're going to do is we're going to use the other embossing folder. So this is the 6x6. The page you just showed a moment ago, Joe, that full 12x12 with that elegant peacock. Can you imagine if you just went into a home decor store and just brought a 12x12 frame, pop it into a frame and pop it onto your wall? Maybe 3, side by side if you wanted to. You could be doing that one as well. So this is where you can literally take them straight out of the actual package and pop them into a frame. But
awesome.
What we are doing is we're just going to be using our 6x6. We're going to use some of the vellum as well. So we're going to emboss this one. This is our purple vellum. And this is just what we'd say is our traditional or standard style embossing folder, just meaning that it's not 3D, but you're still going to get such elegant detail all the way through.
I actually really like the 6x6 size embossing folders as well. I think they're... I don't know why, I feel like we make a lot more square cards at the moment than we do rectangular cards. So I feel like the 6x6s, especially with something like an 8x8 card, I mean, you just run it through, pop it on, and I mean, you don't really need to add much more, do you? And you're good to go. If you're batch making, it's the perfect size.
You do. Now, I absolutely love my 8x8 cards, and a question I get asked quite a lot is, I want to make 8x8 cards, but I'm scared. I don't know how to fill the page. So what I always suggest is make a 6x6 card, and that I'm going to leave it like that. Because what I'm going to do is, once we're finished what we're going to do, I'll then show you how you can then incorporate it into an 8x8 card.
Awesome.
So you don't need to worry about how am I going to lay it, how am I going to apply it. Just think 6x6, and then in a moment I'll show you how we can incorporate that into an 8x8.
Can you stamp onto vellum, Craig?
You can do.
Oh,
absolutely,
awesome.
You can
so
do.
Kathy was saying, how do you stamp a greeting? So just in the same way that you would onto cardstock?
Yeah, what I would do usually when it comes to vellum, I would do heat embossing. You can use, maybe like your ink pads, like your quick dries or that. But then what I would just do personally is do a bit of heat embossing. But that is vellum. We've embossed all of that, and I'm even going to try and tip it just so you can see all that luxuriousness all the way through. You've got that bit of white work where all that emboss is just pushed through. Alternatively, use the deboss side if you wanted to. But Joe, if you like to do your waterpress techniques with your embossing folder and your ink pads, you can do that as well. Nothing's stopping you. And then I've just brought in a 6x6 card blank, and I'm just using one of the double-sided papers that come in. So you'll find within the paper pad, you've got one side that's got a design, and it's got maybe the peacock, the feathers, and on the other side, you've got a bit of a core colour, but maybe with a bit of marbling or that running throughout like this one. So what I'm just going to do is, I'm going to bring in my poke tool, because I've got my tape already on this one, and I'm just going to layer this one on top of our card blank, popping it into place just like that one. And then what I'm just going to do is taking our actual vellum, I'm going to bring in just our tacky glue. So this is just our Collal tacky glue. And then just into the corner of each bit of the vellum, I'm just going to pop just a tiny little dot. That's all that I'm just doing. What I'm also going to do...
That's just a standard tacky glue, is it?
Just a standard tacky glue.
Because we do sell, do we sell them? I've certainly seen them like a parchment glue or a vellum glue before.
Yeah, you do get your glues like that, but I just use our tacky glue because that works well as well. All that I'm just doing is I'm going to pop a sentiment in a moment, and this is where, as you can see, that's going to be covered up, this part. So what I've done is I've popped a bit of extra glue underneath because you're not going to see that.
So if it wasn't covered by that topper, you would see it, would you, on the back of the vellum?
You would, yeah. But you're going to see now is even then with our vellums, because of the quality, but also by embossing it, what you're going to do is we'll just hold that down a wee bit longer for the tackiness to grab. You're not going to see any of the adhesive underneath. So what you find sometimes with vellums or coloured vellums is you see that wet glue underneath, whereas you don't see any just here, nothing at all, no little dots on each corner. If you did, I would just maybe add maybe a gem or a pearl on each corner, but you don't need to. You've
Pop a butterfly on there.
Yeah,
always covers it up.
Yeah, do a butterfly if you
Maybe
wanted
it could
to.
be, no, the new thing could be pop a peacock on it if you make a mistake.
Pop a peacock
Pop on a peacock.
Pop a
pick
peacock,
up a
yeah.
penguin.
That's it, you know.
Pop on a hang on, try that again. Pop on a peacock.
Pop a peacock, yeah.
Pop on a peacock, yeah.
Yeah, you could do. If in doubt, add, peacock or peacock plumage.
Anyway, so Rianne says, I've got 3 of the pads, but really thinking about buying some more, Craig. She says, I had so much fun making projects with them so far. Cecilia as well said, I've ordered an extra pad. Maybe I even need a few more. Mary saying how stunning the embossing looks on the vellum. What paper are you starting with to create the 8x8 base, asked Kelly Jones.
For 8x8, so what I would do is I always have a stash of 8x8 card blanks at home.
Okay.
So I always have them good to go. I know they are...
Because it's bigger, 2 pieces of 8x8 is bigger than A4, isn't it?
Yes.
Is it like A...
Yes.
Is it
yeah, I see what you mean, yeah. So you couldn't fold like an A3 bit of card.
Can you make an 8x8 card blank out of an A3 piece of cardstock?
No, it's still going to be
a
little bit
too small, is it? Okay,
but
cool.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can make an 8x8 card blank out of A4.
Oh, Craig.
Two sheets of A4. Yeah, just to say.
Awesome.
2 sheets of A4. But I've just done there just our black, Noir Black quick dry. You could use your purples if you wanted to, but I've just put You Are Proud. I actually didn't mean to do proud.
I'm proud. I'm so blooming proud. Are you proud, Craig?
I am. I did mean to put incredible. I don't know why you picked up proud.
You are incredibly proud, even. Well, maybe. Yes, I'm very proud.
Is it bedtime?
You flummoxed me.
Is it bedtime yet,
today, Craig? You're on US time still, aren't you, Craig?
I'm still on US time.
It's what, East Coast. It's still it's 9:15 actually, so not that early. What are you going to be doing with the rest of your day today, Craig? Because obviously you didn't leave the studio. I saw on Instagram you were still here at 3:45 this morning.
I was.
So you must have left not long after that, I'm guessing.
So yeah. So
what time did you actually get to sleep?
So I got to bed about it was about 4:30 this morning. But I was still buzzing. I was still excited. I seen 5:30 this morning.
Whoa!
And then I'd set my alarm for 8. I do just want to reiterate. I know I said it at the start, but just in case you think people are like, oh my God, they made Craig come in and do a masterclass.
No. Couldn't keep him away from these peacocks.
Well, it couldn't keep me away from this collection, that's for sure. Where Kelly, who deals with our schedules and that, I love her to bits, when she realised I was on a masterclass straight after, she texts me and she says, look, Craig, she says, I'm giving you the option. I know you want to do it, she says, but we'll get someone else to do it for you. I was like, no, I really want to do it. The thing is, knowing me, if I wasn't...
No, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm really doing it.
If I wasn't in today, I would be lazing about, I'd be sleeping, and then I wouldn't sleep tonight. So I was like, no, I really want to do it. So don't think they make me come in. I've just said something that's clearly tickled someone's...
I've got that fake Friday feeling going on, Craig. It's nearly the weekend where the real me comes alive. I think that's what it is, Craig. No, I'm really pleased that you made it in today because it's lovely to get a show with you before I go off for a few days. We know that you're proud as a peacock to be here with this Nature's Garden collection. So I couldn't think of anyone else I'd want to do this show with.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice. I love working with you, Joe. Don't get to work with you as much.
No, I know, they keep us apart.
I know, it always seems to be that Derek that I have to work with.
Yeah, I know. Derek, if you don't know, he's in the gallery today, causing absolute havoc, may I say. I reckon his school report card would have said like something along the lines of, could be a model student, but is a little bit disruptive, something like along those kind of lines. But no, it's lovely to have Derek in the gallery. Adam is in the gallery today as well.
He is.
Tracy is floor managing as well. She's around somewhere, getting everything ready, making sure everything looks fabulous. It's a very well-oiled machine, isn't it, here at Crafters TV?
It is. Tracy did not want to be in my team photo.
She didn't want to be in his team selfie, I know.
I know, but I know not everyone likes to be in photos, I understand that, but
She's keeping a low profile, Craig, that's what it is.
The thing is, Joe, you know, we have the pleasure of bringing these shows to you with all these collections. However, it wouldn't be possible without the guys behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
And that's why I always like to do a team selfie when I can, just so you can all see who's actually helping. But then it goes beyond to all the guys and girls in the office who sit and work out how the show's going to go. So that's why I like to do a team selfie.
All the people, we just get to do the fun bit, Craig,
We get to do the fun bit.
Me and Debbie were saying yesterday, it's not really like work, is it, this?
It's not. There's no... I always feel bad when I say I'm working, because it's not working. Anything far from. We get that fun bit, as you said. But you can see just there, we've done the 6x6 card. Now, what I would then do is with the die-cut plumage feathers that I've just done, maybe add a bit of gilding wax onto these, then that'll just make them stand out a wee bit more. But what I'm going to do is show you how you could then move that into a 12x12 card. So if I then bring, where's my large guillotine? Have I got it here? Is it about somewhere? No. Right, so let's just take our pen. We've got a pen. You would think it's like, there we go, we've got a pen. But what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to mark this onto my glass mat at 8 inches, just do 8x8. And then hopefully, I don't know if, do we have a 12x12 paper pad that I could...
I've got, the Peacock one.
Well, I'm actually wanting a sheet that I could use.
Oh, do you know what? I think I might have over here. Have I got one still? Oh no, I haven't. Is it?
No.
I'm gonna go and have a look, Craig.
You're going to have a look.
I'm gonna go out the back to Tracy, and I'll get one for you.
Just to show you how you can then incorporate this or make this 8x8 card. So if you do like to do your 8x8, or as I was saying earlier, if you're wanting to do it but you're maybe a bit worried or scared because you think it's a bigger area to cover. So what I'm just going to do is I've just taken one of the, perfect. Thank you, brilliant. That doesn't look like a Peacock paper pad, but it'll do.
Oh, did you want a Peacock paper pad?
Yeah,
oh,
but that'll do.
Plain.
No, that'll do. Sorry, maybe I did.
I said, do you want the Peacock one? And you said no.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Would you prefer the Peacock one?
No, this would actually work. This'll work. Honestly, it will do. I've just created a hinge along the top, just there. And then what I'm just going to do is press that into place.
Does anyone remember hinge and bracket?
Hinge and...
What would you say to a small sherry? What would you say to a small sherry? Hello, small sherry. No one? Okay,
no.
move on.
Do you know, see when you said that?
Absolute
you know
tumbleweed moment there.
When you said that, do you know who I thought of?
No?
Lizzie. Or Lizzie. Yeah, remember Lizzie and Rosella? Lizzie, here.
Hinge and bracket, Lizzie and Rosella. Oh, don't say that to Lizzie and
No,
Rosella.
do you remember, because they're good friends, you know how they called themselves Hinge and Bracket?
Did they used to call themselves Hinge and Bracket?
Yeah, they did.
I wouldn't say it, but
No, well, I have. They call themselves
Lizzie,
that, so.
by the way, is going to be joining me for a softer side of show live from Suffolk by the medium of video link. She's going to be here with me on Tuesday, so make sure you join us on Tuesday for that.
Fab,
That was me trying to. That was me trying to pull us back.
Pull us back, yeah,
actually.
good move, wise move. So taking the 12 by 12, the texture paper pad, which is still going to work. So what I'm just going to do is this mint, this teal colour, this is going to work throughout the collection. You'll have seen that through the paper pad. So let's just take that one. So let's take that one, and because I've already got a bit of gold onto our card, let's take, have we got a bit of gold underneath? Let's just see, I should do it here. Have we got it? We've got, he says, just speak among yourself. Right here. There we go.
It's all right, we'll wait.
Let's just use a bit of gold mark card. So all that I'm just going to do now is, let's just, once again, let's just use our pen, or you can use your pokey tool, just to measure up. So I want my layer just to be under the 8 by 8. So this is going to be 7 3/4.
Manisha's had an awesome idea, Craig. She says, I'm going to use this collection to make Diwali cards. What a really lovely idea. Diwali, of course, being the festival of light. I love that idea.
How smart will that look for those celebrations? That would look, well, that would look and work really well, wouldn't it?
Be great.
Absolutely, it would do. If you've maybe got any as well, little lights, battery operated lights, or that you could be using behind your vellum or anything like that would work really well.
Susan says, I hope Derek is behaving behind the cameras. Absolutely not, Susan.
Not at all.
Running riot he is back there.
He is indeed. He's running completely riot, that is for sure. Well, he is in our ear anyway, or his mouth's running riot, that's for sure. So, Bob, just...
Craig, you're very bold on no sleep. I love it. We must get you in after HSN for the first show every month. I'm going to speak to Kelly and see about getting that happen, because you are absolute lols today, Craig.
Oh, thanks, I think. See, if I come off air and I've got that email from Sarah waiting going, yeah, you're not going to be on Crafters TV again after an HSN show. But what I've just done, Joe, is I would usually use my large paper guillotine, but I've just done my layer. So this one here is just 7.5 inches, and this one is 7 3/4. So let's just layer this one up. So this is what I mean by work on a 6 by 6 card. So if you want to do 8 by 8, make your 6 by 6 card, and then just do a couple of mats and layers with coordinated colours. And then what I'm going to do is, if we add this onto our 8 by 8 card blank, we can then very easily turn this into a really nice 8 by 8 card. Popping this one on. If you wanted to add maybe another sheet of vellum or something, you can do, you don't need to. What I am just going to do is, let's just trim this card blank in half. So let's just trim this all the way down. And then we're just going to add our trusted foam pads onto the back to add a wee bit more height. So now this is where...
You love a foam pad, don't you, Craig?
I love them. I just love them. So quick, so instant. You can cut them down if you wanted to. Let's just pop these ones on, and I will just pop a couple in between just to level it out. So what I'm just going to do is
if you need more, you better order some quick, Craig, because they're very low in stock, the foam pads, the Crafts Companion ones, just to let you know.
We're just about low, are we?
You better get your order in.
Better get in there quick. Better get in quick with these ones, because I do use a lot of them, if you haven't noticed. But there we go. Let's pop that into the middle. That's all that I've done, Joe. Now, how lovely does that look? Going from a 6 by 6 card, and then just with 2 mats and layers, just with colours that complement, and we've now turned that into an 8 by 8. So sometimes when you're doing 8 by 8, you think that the actual background of your card has to be really detailed. You have to have things in the background. You don't have to. Just a bit of colour to complement it still pulls your eye in. And now you've started with a 6 by 6, but then you've then taken it in to an 8 by 8 card.
How awesome is that? You are proud, indeed. Who would you be sending that to, Craig?
Yourself, I'm proud of you,
Oh,
Joe.
oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm proud of you as well, Craig. Right, let's see what you guys are up to. I'm going to run you through that big collection in just a moment. But before I do, Teresa says, good morning behind the scenes crew. Great job. You can't hear them, Teresa. But no, they are doing a great job in all seriousness. Jennifer says as well, I've learnt so many things on these shows. Diana says, Craig, you are so funny today. Today? No, he is. He's very funny. He's very bold, isn't he, Diana, on a little sleep. Well, I daren't ask him about Christmas trees today because it could all end in tears. It really could. Anyway, let's move on. Let's not dwell on the Christmas trees.
I'll be getting mine up next month. My tree.
Oh, right. Right, moving on. The plumage panel. Right. Why don't we share with you all the details of Club Inspire? Because I feel like you need to just refresh yourself with all of those details as well, because it's so busy. So many of you are in the ordering process at the moment. Right, let me firstly quickly run you through what's in this collection. We've got the plumage panel, that gorgeous embossing folder in there. You're also then going to receive the flourishing frame die. You've then got this one here, which is your Regal Peacock, that 3D embossing folder. You've then got the Peacock die in there, which is gorgeous. That's the Proud Peacock. You've then got the Peacock plumage as well, which is this one just here. You've then got the feathered corner die as well, which is awesome. You've got the pretty plumage stamps. We then have the stamps and dies in there, and you've then got as well the words of inspiration too. How awesome is that? What we've then got, oh, and the tape pen. How can I forget the tape pen? You've then got all the gorgeous vellums in there as well, and then you've then got as well. Check out the spot foiling on that. Isn't it gorgeous? And then you've got those beautiful printed papers in there as well. Actually, do you know what? That's a good debate. When do you put yours up at home? When is your tree going up? When does yours, well, we've just told us next month, Craig. Any particular time next month that you'll be putting yours up?
Yep, the last week of November. So the start of the last week of November.
The start of the last week of November.
And I do have that. I do have the. Do I have time to tell you the reason? I think I've done it
Okay,
once.
yeah, go on. Why not?
So what I've done is, as you know, here we go. I'm going to get a dig in my ear again. Before I come in here, I worked 18 years in food retail, where I'd worked myself up to management. So as you know, that in retail it gets so busy and long days. You know, there's not always days off and that. So what I've done is to enable myself to spend time with my Christmas tree. That sounds wrong. To actually. Enjoy the Christmas time. So what I've done is I always took the last week of November off on holiday, put my Christmas tree decorations up, and then it means I had a full week just to enjoy all the Christmas spirit with the tree and decorations up before going back to work.
God, we're in a giggly mood today, Craig. Are you? I think it's because it's hump day, you know. I think that's what it is. I think they've got the hump day giggles. That's when Craig puts his up, the end of November, in a nutshell. And when does yours go up? I'd love to know when you put your Christmas tree up. I'm going to be in a new house, hopefully, eventually, if it ever happens. It feels like it's been going on forever. But actually, it will mean it's the first time that I've bought a tree and put a tree up and dressed the tree in about 4 years. So really, really excited for that. My housemate always used to take command of the tree. That's the words that I am looking for. Right, should we look at the ink pads? Because they are just gorgeous. Maybe I'll do an abstract tree this year, Craig. Maybe I'll go like funky colours. You know, like orange and blue or something like that. Something just completely off the wall and wacky. Who knows? Right, let me run you through this beautiful collection of ink pads that we've got. So you've got the orange in here. You've also going to get the pale fig. You've got the pink tulip. You're going to receive the parakeet. You've got the ocean blue. Then you've also got the fuchsia. You've got the oasis. There is the midnight blue. You've got sandstorm. What else we got? Oh, that lemon tonic. Do you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of lemon sorbet. Oh, I do love a delicious lemon sorbet. Honey pot. You've then got the smoked plume here, and also the crushed sorbet, the crushed velvet as well. All I can think about is having a delicious lick of a sorbet now. Also here they have something. Have you ever heard of this before, Craig? They have something called a lemon top here in the northeast. Whereas, like, rather than sorbet, so you have ice cream on a cone, and then it has ice cream and then lemon sorbet on top. You have sorbet and ice cream together. It's
So
delicious,
what I thought
apparently.
it was then.
What did you think it
A
was?
lemon I thought it was maybe like a sponge or something with a bit of, lemon filling or frosting or something
No,
on
it's
the top.
yeah, ice cream with sorbet on top. Delicious. If you want to get the ink pads, they're available £50 or $70. I know we've called it the Peacock collection, and it will work beautifully with that Peacock collection. However, I don't let that stop you going for it in its own right, using it on its own. This is a really gorgeous selection of colours. If you want to go for the storage as well that these are in, it's a buy one, get one free at the moment. So this is 6 pieces that I get here. You'll get another 6 pieces as well. That's a buy one, get one free. It's available right now over on the website. $16.99 or $24.95 if you want to go for those ones just there. Very, very busy. Should we have a little look at the gilding waxes? Which ones do we have still in stock, producer Derek? We have... I can never see where the colour is. So I've got the antique gold. We still have that one, don't we? We also still have the Renaissance. That one's in stock as well. The silver's sold out. And which other one had gone, did you say? King Gold had gone. Oh, we got the Empire. So they are the 3 different ones that you've got. So this one here, that's your Empire Gold, which is lovely. Do you know what that reminds me of? It's like Egyptian gold, isn't it? Sort of like a gold leaf kind of gold. It's quite a yellowy gold, that one. The next one that you've got here, this one is the antique gold, which really does what it says on the tin. Looks really lovely on things like around mirrors and stuff, that one, because you can use this. This is, like decorator's quality, basically, is what you're getting here. And you've then got as well the Renaissance gold. It's like a sort of, I don't know, it's not bronze, is it? But it reminds me of it's like gold statues almost. It's really, really lovely. And we've also got a yellow gold as well, do we? The King Gold. That one just there. That's like a kind of like a pale, like a muted gold, isn't it, that one? All those are available, $8.99, saving a quarter on them. It's low stocks across all of them. So it really is very low stocked on there. Easy to see why when they are 25% off. Very busy now on the main collection. Remember what you're getting in there. You're getting absolutely everything. You're getting the pads, the dies, the embossing folders, the stamps, the tape runners in there as well. You're saving $24.89 if you're in the UK, $36.49 if you're in the US. Club Inspire Platinum members, you can get an extra £16.40 off of this in the UK, or £21 if you are $21, sorry, if you are in the US. You can't spend pounds in the US. I've tried it, Craig. Doesn't work.
Doesn't work, does it?
Doesn't work at all. No.
Or the other way round.
Don't forget, it's Win It Wednesday. Not one. Oh no, not one Win It Wednesday. 2 Win It, that's 4, 2 Win It Wednesdays. One running on Facebook at the moment, our Crafters TV Facebook page, and another one running over on Instagram as well. Remember as well, with all of your makes that you have, if you're an Instagram user, if you upload your makes to stories, make sure you tag us as well on Instagram. We can share then some of the things that you make to our Instagram stories, which is always a lovely thing to do. People talking about when they put it up, Craig. Michelle says our tree goes up the day after Thanksgiving in the US. I don't know when Thanksgiving is. I think, is it the last...
Is it round about the 25th of November?
Yeah, towards the end, isn't it? I really want to go to a traditional Thanksgiving meal, Craig.
So do I.
And I've got some American friends that live in Manchester, so let's hope, if the situation is permissible, that I'd be able to go and have Thanksgiving dinner. I think it's turkey, isn't it, Craig? Some people deep fry the turkey is another thing that I've been hearing about.
Yeah, I know there's some different ways that some people do their turkey, certainly on Thanksgiving. It's certainly a celebration I would love. Obviously, you know how much I love America, but I love New York. I would love to do the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I think, well, not actually do it, but actually be there.
You could be the head of the parade, I reckon. reckon.
Do you think so?
I reckon so. Yeah. We'll cover you. Do you know what? We'll cover you in some of the Renaissance.
I could be a peacock.
Pop your peacock on. You'll look so proud at the front of that parade. Here's a question then. So if you have turkey for Thanksgiving, would you also then have turkey as well for Christmas Day dinner? Or would you have something else? Let me know in the comments. Dee says it usually goes up after Thanksgiving. Karen says theirs goes up in the last week of November, first week of December. Sam, 2 days before Christmas Eve. So she leaves it very late. Yeah, 2 days before Christmas Eve. Terry Lee says, my Christmas village goes up 1st of November. The 3 trees and the rest of the decorations go up then at Thanksgiving. And we turn the lights on after dinner. There you go. After dinner on Thanksgiving, I guess it's like the lights go on. I do love it. I love that you guys have 2 big holidays really quite close together within about a month. I think it's really, really lovely because let's face it, the winter, we need all the help we can get, don't we, to get through the winter. Right, Craig, I know we don't have too long left now on this masterclass. Any questions that you've got at home, you've still got time to get those in because Craig, no doubt, has got loads that he wants to squeeze into the last sort of 20 minutes or so of the show. So where are we going next, Craig?
So what we're going to do with this one is we are going to be using the flourishing frame. So we're going to be using this one here, which is this one. So you've actually got 2 dies, so the actual detail cuts into your card, but you've got that outside die that then cuts it out. And then what you're also going to use is we're going to be using the actual stamp set as well. Now what this is going to do, this is, funny enough, going to be an 8x8 card, but this is one that you could actually be using as a bit of home decor to frame the actual image from the paper pad. So what I'm going to do is I've taken one of these ones here. So we've cut this one to 7.5 by 7.5 inches. Possibly one of my favourite Joes. I absolutely love this one just here. So what I'm going to do is using my tape runner, I'm just going to work all the way around. And what I'm just going to do is pop this on. Now, if I then, what did I do with that card? Remember this one that I'd done before. So I'd taken that cardstock from the 12 by 12 there. However, I could have used that tone there from the Peacock paper pad. So that's what I mean by, you know, twisting and turning, flipping and turning your pages, then you could be getting different designs and do your mats and layers. So let's bring this one in. So we're just using some gold satin card, popping this one on. And then I've already got an 8x8 card blank, which is a card blank that's all ready to go. And we're just going to pop this one on into place. So let's get this the right way. So I'm going to do it so that the actual peacock plumage is facing upwards. Then what I'm going to do is let's bring in a bit of black card and let's use the die. So what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to use both. So let's pop the actual main die into place. And then what I'm also then just going to do is if I then just bring that die to, let's bring in our low tack tape. And we're just going to hold this into place. So we're just going to secure this. If you feel uncomfortable doing these 2 together, if you're maybe scared the dies are going to jump, you can do this separately. But if you tape them down well, they are going to be nice and secure.
Oh, so the turkey talk is continuing in the comments, Craig. Jennifer says usually fried turkey for Thanksgiving and then ham or roast beef at Christmas. And Karen says turkey for Thanksgiving, seafood for Christmas. That's an interesting one. I wonder if Karen, whereabouts are you? I wonder if Karen lives somewhere a bit warm. Maybe that's why. I could imagine having seafood if it was like quite a warm Christmas. Director Adam says you do have a prawn cocktail. That is...
that's true.
That's like a very traditional Christmas Day starter in the UK. Prawn cocktail. We've had it as our starter for Christmas ever since I was born. Every single year, without fail, prawn cocktail.
Yeah, we have as well. We usually either have, or an option, my stepdad, he does Christmas dinner of soup or prawn cocktail.
Carol Coe, she had a brisket when she was visiting relatives in San Francisco for Thanksgiving. A brisket, like a slow cooked joint of beef, a beef brisket, delicious. A bit like sort of pulled pork, but it sort of falls apart in the same sort of way. Very, very nice. I'd love to go to the South, Craig, to go and eat all the barbecue food, you know.
That would be so good. I'd love to try that as well.
I was talking to a friend last night about wanting to go to Nashville and wear cowboy boots and a big hat and sit in a bar drinking rum. watching people sing live music.
Go and see Dolly Parton.
Oh, Dollywood could team it up with a trip to Dollywood. Would
Yeah.
love to go to Dollywood. Canadian Thanksgiving, Kathy says, is this weekend. Well, Monday.
Oh.
Well, I never. Happy Thanksgiving for Monday, Kathy, and any of our other Canadian friends. Turkey or ham with all the fixings is the normal fare for us guys. I had no idea that Canadian Thanksgiving was at a different time.
I didn't either. To be honest, I didn't know that it was such a celebration in Canada as well. I wasn't sure if it was like across the board or if it was just like within America.
I think we need to make it a thing in the UK as well, Craig. I think we need to start celebrating it.
I've said it for years now.
Yeah.
I do as well.
We need to make it happen.
So what we've also done is we've taken one of the other 12 by 12 paper pads, and this one that's got the design of the peacock. So then what I've just done is I've just cut that down to size. So there is the die cut that we've just done. So that was it here, but instead of poking all the bits out, I've done most of it at the side so you can see it is die cut just perfectly. But to save wasting time, this one's got all the bits out. And then what we're just doing is we're just framing the actual peacock into the middle just here. So what we can then do is let's use our dotty tape runner. Let's go all the way around. So what I'm just going to do is work, the tape runner has run out. So let's just finish this one off. And then what I'm going to do is just add a bit of adhesive all the way over. So let's pop this one into place. So I'm just going to line that one up along the bottom all the way around. And we're going to press this into place. Alternatively, I've just trimmed round. However, what you could do is with the paper pad, the bit with the peacock on it, you could just use this outside die and die cut a piece to get it accurate. It's either or, it's entirely up to yourself. And then let's just bring in another bit of gold satin card. So this is just from our luxury gold cardstock collection. Although, can I maybe give you a cheeky heads up? I have got cartload tomorrow with Ben.
Oh, awesome.
And we may, is it you in my ear again? Maybe with
Who are you chatting to?
Just myself, I think, actually.
It's gone delusional now.
No, I'm speaking to myself. Oh, it's me again. Oh, got Craig again on cartload. But we may have a bundle where we've got some mirror card or mirror card even as well.
Mirror card?
It's a whole kilogram.
Do you have the holographic one? Gold and silver. Oh, love that. Do you know what? I'm not allowed to tell you that all the deals are now live for cartload. So I'm not going to tell you that if you go to the website, click offers, click cartload, you'll see it all. Not allowed to tell you that.
Don't buy it all just yet because I've still got a wee bit of prep to do this afternoon and I want to use some of that one.
Susan says, Craig, they have two Thanksgivings. She celebrates both the Canadian and the American Thanksgivings. Full-on Thanksgiving dinner on Monday. I'll be cooking. So Susan gets Canadian Thanksgiving, US Thanksgiving, and she gets Christmas. Now that is doing it right in my book.
That is completely doing it right.
Oh, Deborah says, because we haven't had much chat about the craft cruise recently, have we? You know, with the way things are at the moment. But, you know, I think we need to start banging that drum again soon. Deborah says, maybe we should do a craft week in Tennessee and we can all go to Dollywood while we're there. Now that, I'm here for that. Absolutely I am, Deborah. I think that's an awesome idea. Some of our viewers live not far from Dollywood, you know, Craig. I've had a couple of offers of lodgings when I do finally make it to Dollywood in the last few months.
I've had quite a few offers as well saying if when I'm ever in the New York area that if I ever wanted to stay. So that's always nice.
How nice is that?
I know it's so nice out there, you know, offering us like a bed for the night if we're wanting to visit, you know, any places. Don't. So what I'm just doing now is I've just added our translucent clear watermark ink pad and I'm just going to press that into place. So what I'm just going to do is if I just press that, now what I've done...
You're going home after this, Craig. I've got another 2 hours with Derek after this.
I'm getting sacked after this.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen. I won't. Maybe I will be in Sunday. Maybe I won't. Who knows?
Maybe I won't have
I'm going to be
tomorrow.
with Debbie and Derek, the Double D show in the next hour. So who knows what could happen. Lovely Debbie, get your well wishes in. It's her birthday tomorrow, by the way, the lovely Debbie, 21 again. So maybe we'll have a little surprise in the next show. Who knows?
That'd be good. Celebration time. you know, now than any time, more than ever, we need things to celebrate.
Oh,
don't we?
absolutely.
You know, and what a perfect opportunity to celebrate our birthday.
Loads
then.
of birthdays at the moment, aren't there? Sort of
That's-
September,
yeah.
end of September, October. So many birthdays. You know why, Craig? Christmas babies, that's why.
Oh, is that
That's
why?
what it is, apparently.
Right
Yeah.
enough.
Christmas conceptions, that's why, born in September.
Right
So
enough.
there you go. Karen says, great idea to utilise the paper pad, Craig. Really love that. Loads of you still talking about Thanksgiving as well, which is awesome.
So I've just done a bit of heat boss. I'm trying to actually get it just so you can see. So it does say beautiful friend. Just do it. So if I just do the actual design. So there we go. If I just try and get it that way, just it is there. But what I'm going to do is let's then just move all that one out of the way. Let's just do a bit of matting and layering. So this is just using our original heart nesting dies. And all that I'm going to do is just pop this into place, just there. And then what I'm going to do is let's bring in a foam pad. And
So
then,
Craig, the burning
Yeah.
question on our lips, are you going to be on HSN next craft day? Are you allowed to talk about it? I got the look, guys and girls. I got the look. I don't think we're allowed to talk about it.
just take that silence as, you know.
Yeah. Silence, what is it? Silence speaks volumes. There you are. I've got you in trouble now, haven't I? Anne says, no, Craig, Sarah can't sack you. There would be a riot. I agree indeed. That is beautiful, Craig. I really love
Thank you,
that
Joe.
paper that's in the back of there.
So it's just utilising the actual paper as well. So
you wouldn't know that you'd cut that peacock in
wouldn't.
half as well, would you?
No, not at all. And the thing is, you maybe wouldn't necessarily, well, you wouldn't want to cut into it. So that's now a good way to actually frame it. So if you could imagine, if you like to sell your cards, which you can do, now obviously no, at the moment it's difficult because we can't get out there, but you just think as well, that's just maybe a couple of sheets, a bit of black card, and you know, you could get a couple of pounds or a couple of dollars for a style like that. Alternatively, pop it into a box frame.
Do you know, Craig?
Home decor.
It looks royal. That's the word that I
Royal.
describe it. It looks royal. There's something so amazingly classy.
I could maybe
about
give it
that
to the
project.
Queen for her birthday. Send it to
You
her.
could give it to a queen for their birthday,
Yeah.
absolutely. Has the queen got peacocks?
I think
Our
she does in
queen?
the garden, yeah.
Yeah, well, she owns all the swans. I'm sure she's got some peacocks as well. Right, I didn't know that until not so long ago. You know, all the swans in the UK belong to the Queen. Did you know that,
Yeah.
Craig? Yeah, they all belong to the Queen. Google it. Yeah, they belong to the Crown, I should say, which is, you know, the royal family. Yeah, they're all owned by. They're under royal. They're like protected by a royal warrant. Swans in the UK.
I did not know that.
Right, let's move on. We, of course, are talking about peacocks though in this show. Let me run you through everything that you're getting in this big collection. So you're getting that gorgeous embossing folder. I love the fact that it's a 6x6 size. I know we've done a few 6x6 ones recently. We did it with the aperture dioramas, and this is a 6x6 one. We've then got this one here, which is your flourishing frame, which Craig just used with some of the printed papers. We've then got the 3D embossing folder. This one here is your regal peacock, and it is really gorgeous. Do you know what it reminds me of, Craig? I couldn't find the word earlier. It's a bit Japanese almost, this one, isn't it? With the gilding wax on there. It reminds me of like a design that you'd see on like a gorgeous Japanese chest or something like that. The next one I've got for you here, this is the proud peacock that we've got there. Then you've got the plumage as well, which are those gorgeous dies. That lovely corner as well, which is the feathered corner. We've got those beautiful stamps. Now, if you are into your alcohol colouring, you're going to love colouring in that gorgeous big peacock stamp there. That's the pretty plumage. We've got some stamps and dies as well. This one here is your proud as a peacock. And this one here is your words of inspiration as well, which are your beautiful sentiment stamps in there. So you're getting all of that, remember. If you want to pick and choose and cherry pick from this collection, absolutely you can. It's on a spend 30, save 10%. So whether that's pounds or dollars, on the individuals, you can stock up on those if you want to. Now, you're also going to get the pad included as well, and the pad is absolutely beautiful. You've got that amazing printed vellum. If you want to go for it individually, details are there on your screen as well. It is a really lovely thick heavyweight vellum that you've got in there, which is absolutely gorgeous. And then what we've got are all of those wonderful papers. So you can see here you've got that gorgeous foiling going on in there, which is wonderful. Some beautiful There are elements. I think this is quite Japanese as well. This particular sheet in the paper pad there as well. I guess they are. It is a bit Oriental, isn't it? In parts, this collection. You could definitely make it. That's another avenue to take it on. And we were talking about making it sort of quite Vegas showgirl. It can be quite chic and vintage and French inspired, or you can really make it a little bit sort of Asian themed as well. Loads of different options, and I think that's the great thing. I think that's why you're going to use this collection so much. It's the versatility that it offers you, the different ways in which you can take it. A lot of you stocking up on that paper pad, super busy on that one there. Talking of things that are busy, the metallic markers are, I think we're in danger of breaking the internet, you know, Craig, with these metallic markers. Forget, you know, when Kim Kardashian got her bum out, oh no, our metallic markers are going to break the internet. This one here, what you're doing is you're buying one, you're getting one free, which is awesome. So let me take you through the collections that you have. Very rarely do we do this deal. Normally, we do a buy two, get one free. So it's great that we've got buy one, get one free. And what you've got here are your different collections. So you've got the rare minerals with the amethyst, blue topaz, jade green, citrine, red garnet and the pink quartz. And then you also have this one here, which is the gold plate. And in there you've got gold plate, precious metals, which is gold plate, gold nugget, burnished copper, antique bronze, pewter, and the silver ingot as well. They are the colours that you're going to receive in there. $11.99 to get yourself 12 metallic markers. It's £1 per marker. Awesome value for money on those just there. Let me share with you as well the Peacock ink collection. Super busy on this one. In this configuration, it's like you're getting 3 of these for free, which is awesome. So in here you've got the orange, you've also got the pale fig, you've got the pink tulip, you've also got the fuchsia in there. We then have the ocean blue, you've then got the parakeet. You've then got this one down here. Now this is your oasis. There is the midnight blue. You've got the sandstorm, the lemon tonic. You've got the honey pot. There is the smoke plume, and last but by no means least, you've got the crushed velvet in there as well. Really gorgeous colours. We've recently had a restock on the water reactives, so it's a really great selection. All those really lovely, bright, bold colours are back in stock, and you get 13 of them in this collection. If you want the storage that these are in as well, absolutely, you can go for that. We have that available on the show for you. It's along the bottom of the screen there. $16.99 if you in the UK, $24.95 if you're in the US. This is 6 of them. You'll actually receive 12, which is awesome. So really good value there for that one. Right, fast running out of time. Let me see what you guys are up to in the comments. Oh, someone's just sent me a, did you know there's a peacock emoji, Craig?
Is there?
Yeah, I've just seen it. Deborah's just sent me a peacock emoji. She says she loves the idea of framing the peacock, so thank you for that. So Michelle's saying it'd be so pretty to add some peacock feathers to the embossed peacock folder. Really great way, great idea there as well. We've had more finished projects in as well, Craig, to end the show. The lovely Mary in Tennessee, a friend of the show, she sent us in this one, Craig. Isn't that lovely?
I like that one. Now look at that one, just bringing the eye right into the centre with your sentiment, also from that collection. Using in a few other ones, you know, from the actual peacock plumage. Really nice colour. Again, notice how Mary's used black as well in the background.
Yeah, really great, isn't it? That little bit of black in there. Rosalinda sent us in this one as well, using the metallic markers. I love that.
Wow. See at a
distance.
distance.
Do you think she's painted with them, Craig, or do you think she's used them direct from the pen? I'm not too sure.
I'm not too sure either. Do you know what? It looks at a bit of a distance as well, a bit like cross stitch. I love that effect.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, it
really
does.
nice one. Metallic markers goes to show what you can do.
Jenny Findlow's been really busy as well. She sent us in this using the stamps and dies.
Yeah, now this is actually something I'm very quickly going to show you just next, but this is where you can actually create your own full plumage of your peacock using small amount of, I've got to call them feathers, I know that they're not, or go all out and layer them up and make big ones if you want.
And also she's sent us in this as well. She's stamped and coloured and fussy cut there, which I think looks awesome.
It does. So that is one of the peacock stamps that I showed you earlier on. Now look at that top left hand corner. That's actually a stamp. That's a 90-degree angle stamp that's also in with the set, but if you were to do that 4 times altogether, you'll create a really nice circle.
A really nice way of using it. Carol as well sent us in this. Love that, Craig.
Oh, love that one. Look how bold and bright that gold is against the actual teal. Love that effect.
Do you think she's done that with a nesting die, or she's fussy cut that, Craig?
No, that looks like it's the nesting die. So what it looks like she's done is she's popped one of the sparkle dies over each individual element of the peacock plumage on the 12 by 12 paper pad, and just cut them out that way. So that's a good way of doing it as well.
Really lovely that. Carol sent us this one in as well.
Now, how different does that look? You know, it's going to be, you know, it's in the midnight, it's in front of the moon that you can see just there. You know, not a lot to it when it comes to the actual Peacock collection, but bringing in your inks and that, and it's just a nice different way in the night time with the peacocks.
Really, really gorgeous. Right, we've only got about 5 minutes left, Craig, so what are you going to squeeze in before the end?
So what I'm just going to quickly do is I'm just going to take in, so this is the stamp and die set, which is the Proud as a Peacock. So this is where you've got stamps as well as sentiments, and you've got the dies as well that matches these ones. So I've got a few that I've already cut and coloured using the classics, but what I wanted to do as well is show you with this is a parakeet, this is our water reactive. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to stamp this. Now again, I'm going to use our sparkle pen, but if you come along with your sparkle overlay pots that we've got on the show, just with a paintbrush, and we're going to do just a wee bit of watercolouring. So what I'm just going to do is stamp that onto our white smooth cardstock. Now that gives us the impression, but if I want to colour that in, but instead of using a water brush, if I use my sparkle brush, then what this does is you get the blending effect. You can start to pull out the colours when it comes to the peacocks, but then what you're doing is you're actually getting that added sparkle all the way throughout as well. So instead of just using a plain water brush, you're now getting that sparkle. But then what you could also do is then just even add just a little bit onto your glass mat just to get a real intense colour. Then picking it up, then you can come along and you can just start to add in extra detail. You can add different colours. It doesn't just have to be all the parakeet, but it just shows with the water reactive, this is where you can do all your different techniques. You can add your shading, you can add your dimension, or of course using your finesse alcohol proof ink pad, stamp it in black, and then colour it in like I'll show you just in a moment with your classics or your tri-blends. But then that's just one way. So if you can imagine, if you have then done a load of these, maybe different colours, different shades, and then just using the die, just to die cut it out. You could fussy cut it if you want to. You know, it's a relatively simple actual shape to actually cut out, but you can then use the die. But then if I then just bring these ones, so this is using again either the tri-blends or the classics. And then what I'm just going to do is if I bring these ones in, just here. So you can see now you've got your different sizes. It's got about 4 different sizes in these actual stamps and dies. So
could you take the largest one, Craig, and sort of make a bit of a reef out of it, do you think? You know, like a circular reef, sort of built it up? Of
course you could. So if you wanted to build them up, and you even actually use them all, so if you wanted to just start to build them up within like a wreath effect, you're going to start to go around some of your corners. Now again, as you said, I would use the largest one as a base all the way around, but then just start to build upon that. So yeah, it could be a wreath effect, or what it could be.
You could make a lovely dream catcher with them as well, maybe, Craig.
You could do. That's the thing, Joe. Think about what else you can do with them. Where else? You know, peacocks, you know, where else? Mystical, there could be fantasy, you know, there could be obviously whether it's childlike, depending on the colours that you use. It's entirely up to yourself. But then when it comes to the actual feathers that we've already done, then we've obviously got the actual body as well. So I've just stamped and cut that one.
I love it.
And then this is where you get that foam.
See what I mean about Vegas showgirl? You could you could draw a person, Craig,
could.
and then you could put them in front of it, and they could be like doing a Vegas floor show in that.
What about our build a character? You know, the people ones and that, and then have the feathers just coming all the way out.
It's very Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, isn't it?
It is, absolutely, it is.
Well, Craig, can I say it's been absolutely lovely to spend the last couple of hours with you. You've been very bold, which I have enjoyed no end. You've kept me very amused. What are you going to do with the rest of your day? It's 3 o'clock here in the UK, so you've got a little while to go yet.
Yeah, got a wee while to go, so I'm going to head home once I'm packed up, and I am going to finish off a bit of prep for tomorrow's cart load, and then I'll make my tea, and then I'll maybe put my feet up before I probably fall asleep.
Gonna have a nice early night. Are you watching Love Island America, Craig?
I'm not, but it's Wednesday, so it means Coronation Street's on.
Coronation Street, there you go. That's Craig set for the evening. Right, I have got another 2 hours of fun coming up in an hour's time, so make sure you join me for that. Massive thanks to the team next door in the gallery. Big thanks to Craig, of course, as always. And the biggest thanks to you guys at home. Don't forget to check out your basket, get the kettle on, get yourself some lunch, some dinner, and join myself and Debbie back here for an awesome Creative Cravings in an hour. It's her birthday tomorrow too. Don't forget about Win It Wednesday as well. I'll see you in an hour. Take care.